Listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Koolykool show with your host Brent, kicking it here live on this Sunday night. Yes, you're listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Koolykool show with your host Brent, kicking it here live on this Sunday night vibes. We're rocking from east to west, north to south, and yes, maybe in Antarctica. And if you're in Antarctica listening, give us a shout out. Let us know what you think. If you don't know already, be sure to follow us on our other social media platforms. You can also follow me on my Twitter account, Koolykool2412. You can also follow me on my Instagram page, Brent_the champ. You also follow me on my YouTube and TikTok channel, both named and labeled The Koolykool Show. We're going to get started in just a couple of seconds. Do we have a lot to talk about? Don't know. But should be in for a very interesting topics of discussion. Welcome to the coolest of the cool, the Koolykool show. With your host, Brent, kicking it here live on this Sunday night vibes. It's the end of the weekend and the beginning of a new week. Well, more or less beginning of a new work week. Well, that's tomorrow, because tomorrow's Monday. But actually, the beginning of a week has already started. If you don't believe me, look at your calendars. You start from Sunday to Saturday. But the work week starts from Monday to Saturday. Well, to Friday. Monday to Friday. So, yes, we're here for a lovely time on Sunday Night Vibes. So, just wondering, what is the topic of discussion? Well, partner, it could be a lot of things we want to talk about here on this Sunday night. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, literally, here on Sunday nights, we like to just chill out, sit behind the fire, kick our feet up a little bit, drink ourselves a not tall, good old glass of that brew, and then just go ahead and sing a little song, a lot of country songs that we like to sing, and every sad cowboy's got a sad song to sing, and definitely when we go ahead and sing it'd be much of a oblige that we do. Let everybody know that we got feelings out there. We go time and time again on listen to the coolest of the cool, the Koolykool show. He got a great old host. His name is Brent from the East. He likes to sing and dance, but you can't really see him dance because you're listening to his old podcast. Oh, yeah, his podcast. Yeah, so I'm going to let you go ahead and talk to my partner over here. We're just going to say he got a little Italian talk to him. Go ahead. I'm going to pass the microphone to you right now. All right, thank you. Appreciate it, very much. Now, I got a little Italian from where I come, and I like that little country rendition song of the coolest of the cool. I totally don't, back in my day, forget about it, you know what I mean? But it's me being a big guy, listen to the coolest of the cool, the Koolykool show. I gotta say, this guy is, he's pretty hot. He's popping. He might be locking, but, if his show doesn't do good, there's a couple lone sharks out there that, he's gonna have to come talk to, unless a couple of guys are gonna go have to have a little talk with him and, have a little sit down, bada boom, bada bang. If it don't work out, boom, boom, bam, you know what I mean? And then, you can forget about it, but don't worry, but you're gonna do that thing. You're gonna do the thing, go take care of that thing, make sure your podcast goes the way it's supposed to go, I mean, don't forget, Tony and Paulie, Jimmy, they all come to the table too. If this thing doesn't take off like it's supposed to do, I mean, hey, who am I? Hey, I'm just a big guy. I just give a little bit of orders, guys follow them, and that's what he's supposed to do. All right? So, I'm going to go off the mic. I'm going to give it back to, this great host, this great talk show host here on this podcast. Brent, let's go and talk to him. All right? So the mic's all yours. Hey, remember that. Do that thing. All right? All right. Apparently got the country and got the, the mob intimidator. Kicking it, like I said, we're here live on the Koolykool show. We're here on Sunday Night Vibes, just doing a little chilling out. It's Sunday, like I said, just before tomorrow, the beginning of a work week. If you haven't already told so already, you are special. So I just kind of wondered, I was kind of doing a little surfing around the web, and I guess if you follow my podcast, I talk about a lot of things dealing with a lot of space and outer space things and the latest things going on as far as the coronavirus. If you've been following it lately, the coronavirus, it's COVID-19, the coronavirus, then it's the Delta variant, then it turned into the Omicron variant, then now it's, I guess, the stealth variant. I guess the virus has to be stealthy. I don't know. What's next? This is Omicron, Megatron, coronavirus, unite, or something. Who the hell knows at this point? I mean, you look at it this way, they're trying to still say that the way, like Dr. Fauci, I think we all need to wear a mask. I'm pretty sure not one mask is not going to do good. I think you're going to have to wear a layer of mask, in your daily routines and your daily lives for the rest of your life. All right? Because it's the only way to prevent from catching this virus is to wear a multiple of 15 mask. All right? Multiple of 15 masks. I'm not saying 15. I'm saying the minimum you should be wearing is a 15, but you should be wearing a multiple of 15 masks on your face. And by the way, when they had the coronavirus had kicked off, I believe, I was at a baseball game. and I was not social distancing with the two people that was by my side at the time. But don't worry, because at the time they were already pre-vaccinated, and trust me, they were pre-vaccinated, like, everybody, and like I was. But it's okay, because that's what I do. I'm Dr. Fauci. I know everything about everything, because that's who I am. I'm Dr. Fauci. And don't worry, because the coronavirus, we've kind of working with the scientists and everything. We want you to wear multiples of 15 masks, and also know that the next week is going to be a huge thing, which is called like the Super Bowl week, where the Cincinnati Bengals are going to go be playing at Los Angeles Stadium against the Los Angeles Raiders. And I just want to let you know, the coronavirus and social distancing will not be in existence. It won't be there for them 4 hours or so of the Super Bowl. The prestige and all the great fixations of everything that's going on. It's not going to be non-existent. We're not going to worry about the social distancing. You might catch some people with some masks, but trust me, they've been vaccinated. All right, pre-vaccinated. But trust me, for the regular, ordinary Joe Blow citizens, you need to wear a multiple of 15 masks. And I mean more than 15. 15 should be the minimum. Okay. So you heard it here from Dr. Fauci says a multiple of 15 masks. Yes, you heard it here, a multiple of 15 masks. And actually, you know what? I think that's a transition. I think that's right. The Super Bowl weekend's coming up, and the Super Bowl is going to be at the end of this week on Sunday. This Sunday today was the Pro Bowl, which nobody's watching. Is probably one of the lamest football games of the year. Because we all know that these pro athletes are not watching the game. They're not playing the game as it was back in like the 60s and 70s, where they were actually competing. Was like all Madden teams. That's what you would think about as Pro Bowl. All Madden teams, AFC and the NFC, both, with your best players, and you're playing in, hard hitting football, but at this point in time, it's all just a big show. It's a big thing. It's kind of to have fun, and it's like a vacation trip for the pro athletes, the pro football players. It's not like they can't afford it to go anyway to do their things, but it's kind of more like, hey, I got invited to the Pro Bowl as far as one of the all-stars. But sometimes it's like, they're not going out of their way to try to bang up other players, because they want to keep the longevity of their careers going, and playing in a useless, meaningless Pro Bowl game. They're not willing to risk that at all. Which, like I said, is taken away, because a lot of people would love to see, the hard fought battles between all-stars and another all-star group, bam, competing. But now it's more like hey, I'm not trying to get hurt. I'm not trying to, just get jacked up or whatever. I'm just trying to ride it out a little bit. I'm just here to just have fun. I mean, I could have sworn I didn't even check out any of the games, but I saw some of the highlights, and literally, I think they were just going in like not even half speed. I think it's like, oh, he caught the pass. Okay, all right, cool. Let me just wrap up and do something. But I'm social distancing there, and the coronavirus apparently wasn't non-existent there, just as well as will become the Super Bowl non-existent there when the Super Bowl goes on. Yeah, that's pretty kind of being real. But being real sometimes is not good, not in this society. Being real too much is telling the damn truth. And if you do tell the truth, people tend to hate you because you're telling the damn truth. People, they always say, have integrity, tell the truth, be honest, this and that. But when it comes to political, agendas and certain things, the truth needs to shut the hell up. They need to shut the hell up, go by the wayside, go the fuck somewhere. That's what needs to happen. It's what they want you to do. But, hey, who am I? to disagree. Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody is looking for something. And it's the truth. Song speaks volumes. Just saying. But apparently the tickets for the Super Bowl is completely ridiculous. I mean, when I talk about tickets, we're talking about, I don't know who's buying these tickets, but whoever's buying these tickets, man, you've got a lot of cheddar in your better, like, cause yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of the least amount in the nosebleed sections for the Super Bowl tickets is like about $5,000 to $7,000, so somewhere around the ballpark figure. Now, like I said, to the average Joe citizen, we're like, for one ticket, the hell out of here with that nonsense, And you're sitting like in the Raptors. That's the least amount, all right? And then as further you get close down, only God knows what the amount of the pricing range for the 50-yard line, first row, second row, you're looking at probably in a ballpark estimate of at least 10 G's, 10 to 12 G's. And that's for just one goddamn ticket. Didn't say two, I said one. So, whoever's going there, if you got it made like that, you got it made, I guess. I guess in attendance is going to be rich people going to these events. Average Joes will be watching from the television, but with all the modded commodities. You get replay, and you get to change the damn channel if you want. You get to go and get your own damn food. You don't have to pay in excess of other shit. You get live commentary that you don't have to worry about. You get play by play. You can actually, if you got your DirecTV or TiVo, whatever, you can re-record, or you could rewind and then fast forward and rewind. But man, like I said, I don't know who the hell's paying for these goddamn tickets. I mean, if you got it like that, you got it like that, but goddamn, I mean, one ticket, that amount, whew, god darn it, man. Yeah, that's a lot of dough just for a 4-hour event, but I don't know, like the song says, who am I to disagree? Travel the world in the 7 seas. Everybody, who am I? I mean, if somebody gave you a Super Bowl ticket and says, hey, go to the Super Bowl, I mean, would you go to the Super Bowl knowing the certain things that you wouldn't actually capture or get from watching it at home live on your television? I mean, you have the celebrities, you have the old school rappers that are going to be, performing on the Super Bowl halftime, which is going to give a little zazz, a little kickback to all the people that are now in their 30s and 40s. Give us a little bit like, oh shit, they taking it back old school. They got Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, they're taking it back, making everybody feel good about themselves. They're like, oh yeah. But then it's kind of really making us hard because all these youngins, I mean, they know who these artists, rap artists and music artists are, but they don't know what the real music had really sounded back then. And them to watch all these old time rappers, music artists perform, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll listen to them before. But they have no fucking clue. They don't. They're sitting there too busy doing a TikTok dance, dancing like a bunny rabbit and shit. I mean, the hell do they know? Like, honestly, And like I said, it just makes us who are in our 30s and 40s, makes us kind of have a midlife crisis, so to speak, because we're like, holy shit, I'm fucking old. You're just like, I'll be goddamned. I mean, think about it. Just back in the day, we're like, oh man, I was in my late teens and my 20s. Man, did that shit fly by? And well, now I'm sitting there saying, damn. And I see these young bucks here thinking they know what they're talking about. And you're sitting there just like, okay, sure, you know what you're talking about. You 20-some year, or I'm sorry, you youngin' 20-year-old or 21-year-old, you think you really know about life in general. And they're like, oh, I know. And then you can only fail to say, did we act like that? Did you act like that? Did you think you knew what the hell you were talking about as your youngest? You probably think you did because you was delusional. Or everyone was delusional. But, I guess it's a different feat. But I can tell you this generation, I mean, they're all into the digital era where everything's on television or the computer, cell phones, iPads, tablets. I mean, computer speed that surpasses everything. They're like, oh, come get the latest Wi-Fi speeds ever. I mean, did you ever think at the point that growing up in the era we did that McDonald's would have free Wi-Fi? I mean, what the hell? Ronald McDonald is now a damn IT tech giving, out free Wi-Fi. He says, hey, he doesn't have the creepy chair that he would sit there that you would think if you drove past late at night, you'd be like, is that a real person sitting on that bench? Or is it somebody that's probably going to up to no good sitting at the bench in the playground of McDonald's and just sitting there, like, what the hell? I mean, it's kind of, some things just don't stir the Kool-Aid. I mean, maybe I'm rambling on a little bit, but maybe I'm kind of reminiscing about the old days of how certain things were and looking back how now things are. And more or less, like I said, there's a new generation. They really sometimes don't understand what it is to keep going. Like, for instance, like, for those listening, how many of you actually remember, like, no, I'm not going to say the laser disc. You remember the laser disc? You could watch movies on this big ass record looking disc that people was like, oh, this is the new wave of technology. Like, this was during the time period where VHSs were still popular and weren't slowing down. But the laser just was like, oh, it's going to be great. It's the new thing. There's a time, the digital era, And then everybody's like, wow, that shit is pretty cool. But the only thing with the part from the laser disc, one, the shit was fucking big as fuck. All right. You actually had to have a laser disc system in order to play the laser disc movie. It looked like a regular fucking disc, like a vinyl record playing disc. And we're talking huge. And I think it weighed a little bit more. I think it had some weight on it too. And I don't think it was even, there was no HD quality. None of that said was HD quality back then. It was just imprinted onto a laser, onto a disc. But I mean, that was the start of everything to try to have, DVDs. Because VHS was running stuff for many, many, many moons. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. I actually could remember when I was in elementary school, we had actual film projectors or projection. The ones that you actually had to put the actual film onto the reel, and it actually started up, and then it because I remember actually having that when I was in elementary school, and we would be watching film strips and stuff, and everybody thought they were, wanted to be the one kid that actually got to sit next to the film and just press the damn on button. But like, yeah, I pressed it. I'm right here. So the teacher tells me when to turn the shit off. I'm going to press the button off. And, you turn the lights on. You're like, oh, and, I remember that as a kid. I remember that sitting there like, oh, wow, and then I remember from watching that film strip, because that's what they call it, film strip, because it was on a film and it was a strip, And then I remember when, I guess, the school finally funded to have, a VHS, I'm sorry, VHRs, and with their VHS tapes that they were able to get, and with the big ass fucking boob tube TV, which they had to change to channel 3 in order to play the movie. And if you remember, they had to strap it down with them like leather, almost kind of like, I want to say like moving harnesses thing, and just make sure it's down because of the fear of it either falling over or somebody trying to steal the fucking TV or something. I mean, literally, what the hell? And now they got DVDs in schools, and then I just recently saw where they're pulling out flat screen TVs for kids to watch, I guess, a film. They don't call it film strips anymore. We're going to watch a film. They're not saying film strip because it's not a film strip that you're going to be watching anymore. You look at the computer era. I remember AOL. Be like, you're sitting trying to get on the, you're on the internet, and, somebody's trying to, either make a call, and like, what the hell? And you're like, they're making the little noise, be like, oh my God, who's on the internet? You couldn't make a phone call because somebody was on the internet. You had to wait till they get the fuck off the internet. And once they get off the internet, you're like, what are you doing? I'm on the phone. And those was back when the phones, they had the cords, not wireless. And especially if you had a wireless phone cord in your house, man, you were living in high times. Shit. All this stuff look now, it's not vintage. It's just, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's vintage, but it's not vintage. It's just shit that happened back then. And it's like, now these days are obsolete. Now we have cell phone that does pretty much everything. Disposable cameras, why? You got a cell phone that takes pictures with great clarity. I remember people used to go out and get actual photographer cameras that were costing like $200 some or $300 some. And this was about 20, 15 years ago. But now you have a cell phone with the picture clarity on your phone, has a own built-in camera. And its camera is HD, records, focuses, zooms in, does all the great changes that you would ever need, and it's going to get a little bit more better as time goes. All in the pocket of your phone, on your pocket of your hand, your cell phone. All that information stored in that small little device. Amazing. Purely amazing. Purely. But, I do have to steer away from what I'm talking about, because this is Sunday Night Vibes, and this is the time to just vibe out and just chill, because this Sunday Night Vibes, right? It's the chill mode. Get your mind right. Get your mind thinking a little bit. But I had read an article, and I know this is off topic, but it just popped in my mind real quick. Apparently, they're going to try to retire the International Space Station come the year 2030. Now, I don't know why I was reading this article and I seen it. I just happened to come across it, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" They were like, "Oh, we're gonna end up retiring the International Space Station, and we're just going to eventually let it fall and then crash land into the Pacific Ocean in a certain point in the Pacific Ocean. Probably the deepest fucking part they can fucking find. Well, it's where they want it to land. Destroy all evidence or any would-be evidence of the International Space Station." And reading an article, they were saying, basically all this, the yada yada, it's just outdone its usage. And I'm thinking like, you wonder why so many people have fucking false, thoughts and don't believe in the fucking, the space programs any goddamn more. Honestly, Like, if I wrap my head around this and I try to think about it logically, I mean, you have over hundreds of billions of dollars, and we're probably into the trillions over how long and the efforts costed to fund, fuel, maintain, and to just everything about with the International Space Station to keep it going over the past about 20 years. I mean, over 20 years. And they just now say, they come 2030. It's going to be retired, and we're just going to let it fucking crash and just fly back into Earth and burn the fuck up. And then it's going to land on the Pacific Ocean. That's in the deepest part, and just be like done with it. Don't get it. I don't understand. If that's not the most nonsense, harebrained, bullshit ass, fucking nonsense anything, those individuals up there had to be slapped. Unless you're going to put a brand new one up there, which, if you know anything about the International Space Station, the ISS, they built it and they put it up in orbit in pieces. Because they obviously couldn't build it all at once, but they built it in just pieces. They put it in pieces, put it together in pieces. But all that effort and time, they're just going to say, we're just going to disregard it. And then, like I said, you wonder why so many people do not think highly of the space program at all. Because of shit like that. Like I said, we're talking about over hundreds of billions of dollars, and we're probably into the trillions that's been funded into this to do their so-called research. But they're at the tip of their hat. They're just like, we're just going to be done with it. Let it crash. And if you notice anything about it, the reason they say the reason why the International Space Station doesn't just fall, and it's always falling because it's still attached to gravity, and as it orbits Earth, they say the reason why it doesn't fall because they have these types of thrusters that give it a little pop every couple hours to keep it in orbit. So as it's falling, it gets to a certain altitude, the thruster's kicking, boom, gives a little pop to keep it going in orbit. So think of it as a basketball, boom. The basketball's falling, but then next the basketball hits the floor, boom. Think of that when the ball comes back up. Think of it as as the thrust. But it's a huge thrust to keep the International Space Station going. And your hand, kind of the lasting part where the thrust no longer works. Now it's time to start gradually falling back down. So, I mean, if any space enthusiast, conspiracy theorists, and individuals who just are wanting to proclaim and get on about this because it's retarded, attack this subject heavily and cry out, noise to the space community, NASA, and all of them, and say, why in the hell do you just want to get rid of the International Space Station? That's like basically saying they got rid of the international. That's how they got rid of the space shuttle program. Doesn't make sense. You have a spaceship, a legitimate spaceship that can get you to outer space, to connect with an International Space Station that they built, they put in pieces, that's up there, to dock with it and everything. And then they eventually settled for the Soyuz rocket ship, which is a fucking small tin can. So, and then, like I say, everything comes down, this is funny. You have to kind of start to wonder, what in the hell are they doing with all this fucking money? The money's got to come from somewhere, and majority of the time, the money's coming from the honest tax-paying citizens. And there's always a fucking man behind the curtain. And from what I've heard, and from when I read that article with the International Space Station and plan on retirement having fall out into the somewhere in the goddamn fucking ocean in the Pacific, it fucking boggles the mind at him, because trust me, None of us are going to ever see it ever to crash land into the fucking Pacific. And besides, anyway, isn't that a fucking hazard anyway, considering the fact it's a huge ass the size of a full-length football field? And that big of a thing crash landing into the Pacific Ocean. Crash landing. Not just, slowing down. No, crash landing in the Pacific Ocean. And then but we're at halfway point right here. I'm gonna go get something to drink, as I always normally say at my halfway. And yeah. And I'm gonna play one of my songs anyway, because I've been getting copyrighted all motherfucking every time I play something. Been just trying to figure which one, because I keep getting copyrighted about every goddamn time. So play something smooth for ya. No, I don't like that one. Almost got you on that one.
I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn.
How about this one?
I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn.
So we'll be right back after. I'm gonna get something to drink, as always. Like I said, stick here with the Koolest, the Koolykool show. I'm gonna be right back.
Make it burn. I'ma 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 make it burn.
Yeah, back here live on the Koolest of the Koolykool show. Your host, Brent, kicking it here live on this Sunday Night Vibes. Yep. We've been talking about quite a few things. But before most and foremost, be sure to follow us on our other social media platforms, where you can follow us on my Twitter account at Koolykool2412. You can also follow me on my Instagram page at Brent_the champ. You can also follow me on my TikTok and YouTube channel. My podcasts are all automatically uploaded to my YouTube channel, so if you missed anything, you can catch it there at the Koolykool show. Yeah. I'm making it burn, baby. Yep. So, we were talking about a lot of the craziness that's going on in the world, and a lot of the nonsense that they people just said that a lot of our government officials is talking about. And there's another crisis out there going in over there in them countries in Europe, like in Russia trying to invade Ukraine, but kind of held off at this point. They just kind of sit on the border, trying to finagle a way to get some kind of compromise of what they can get out the deal. Or else they said they're going to plan to rush the hell on in there and go ahead and take that damn land back. But Ukraine said, hey, you know what? Calm the hell down. We can sit around. I'll give you a turkey leg, and we can figure what's going on. If that's all you wanted was a turkey leg, we can go ahead and hook it up with a turkey leg. But, I mean, hell, we can't just be coming in people's houses acting like they trying to run shit around here. No, man. Gotta relax. sit at the table, drink some of that good old fine moonshine. I mean, personally, that got some, that peach moonshine, or they give me some vodka, because this is what we do. Yeah, the vodka tastes good. It goes down. We're storing here for the motherland, and we got to drink the vodka only. We don't drink nothing. It's all the way straight vodka. We don't dilute it. We drink with vodka. This is what all men do. Duh. Yeah, so, we got a lot of crazy stuff I talked about on my show, but a lot of the stuff that I talk about is actually real. And it's real. It's authentic. It's not made up by me. I'm not making any of this shit up. You can actually find this through public access. Type in a lot of the crazy shit that I hear, that I talk about. A lot of the crazy stuff I'm talking about is actually shit that they've been talking about. And like I said, I've been saying like last year, I said, apparently we had, there was an impending asteroid that's supposed to kind of cause huge devastation in the year 2160 to 2170. And, they said in order to dwarf, that, asteroid from coming and hitting Earth in 2160 to 2170, they needed to launch several missile rockets, 50 to 60 of them, into the atmosphere, into the outer space, in order to divert it off its course. And they said they were going to start that last November. I have not heard a damn thing about that. I've been stressing about it. I'm not stressing about it, but I've been talking about it because I've been like, what the fuck are they talking about? And it was a real article, and they were going in depth about it. And this is like the lines of insanity at this point. I mean, not making none of this up. Go check it out. Go research. Go do whatever you need to do to freaking say, call my bullshit flag on it. And I guarantee you, I will not have the bullshit flag. The flag will not be raised. The flag will be still fucking lowered. Because it's not bullshit that I'm telling you this. This is shit that they actually wrote. And shit that they still continue to fucking talk about, or more or less you bring it up to like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling you the fucking truth. They're writing this dumbass shit that constantly over and over. Said some of the stuff ain't stirring the Kool-Aid, folks. Be on the lookout for the bullshit. And like I said, just make sure that you wear 15 plus mask whenever you're out in public, and it's 6 feet distance. Just stay away from your family, your friends. 15 plus mask is what you want to do, because the great Dr. Fauci is all knowing, and pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, okay? Just pay no attention to him. He's just a figment of your imagination, okay? So just let it know that it is what it is. It is what it is, okay? So don't worry. Oh. Well, that means we then came to the conclusion of this episode. Another one on the Coolest of the Cool, the Koolykool show with your host, Brent, kicking here live on this Sunday Night Vibes. I hope I didn't spin your goddamn heads off by talking crazy. But like I said, everything that I was talking, it's not crazy. It's actual fact. Because guess what? These people are writing this shit, and they're researching shit, and they're talking about it. I'm just bringing it to you if you ain't heard about it. So, like I said, if you want to call it my bullshit flag, I'd be surprised to see it, because I don't have one. So, just like to let you know, thank you for listening. Make sure you follow us on our other social media platforms. Be sure to check us out. So, until next time, take care. Watch out for the bullshit that the media tells people. So, other than that, listen in for some more of the Coolest of the Cool, the Koolykool show. This is brought to you by your host, Brent. Take care, and bye.